Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge. Now, today I'm going to make a bending fork. This is a super simple hardy tool that you can kind of fabriforge for your anvil. Like super simple. What's going on is I've got these two 30 kilogram anvils, the Harbor Freight and the Vivor. And those are for students, and I've got some classes coming up this fall, and so I need some anvil tools for the students to use, and these are some nice, simple, very useful tools. So let me show you how we're going to make these. This is the bending fork that I have used for years in my Peterite, but we're not going to do anything nearly this complicated. We are simply going to take some of this scrap 1/2 inch and forge it into a U, and that is the simplest style of bending fork by itself. You can take a piece of stock that's forged into a U and you can put it in a vise and use it as is for a bending fork. But what we're going to do, we're going to forge these into U's, and then we're going to weld them to this 3/4 scrap. And I've had some people who are like, well, it must be real nice to have all that scrap laying around. It is. It's real nice to have all that scrap laying around. So 1/2 inch, doesn't have to be 1/2 inch. It can be 3/8. It can be, 5/8. It just, some stock that you can forge into a U, and something that's going to fit in your hardy hole for the shaft. Let's get this warm. Our little Doyle anvil here. It'll hold on. That's all we're looking for. Right there, just a basic U. Now we're just going to cut off our excess. Here. So this U right here, like I was talking about, can be used, lock it in the vise, and you've got a bending fork. If this was hot, I could easily use this fork to bend it around. But we want to use it in the anvil, so we're going to weld it to this piece of 3/4. Well, that is straightish enough. I've got it up on a little piece of 1/8, well, it's an angle grinder spanner, and that's got it sitting pretty even. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is not a precision tool, so let's get her welded. We're just MIGging this thing. Let's go all the way around. Let's go all the way around, huh? It's not the prettiest weld I've ever done, but she'll clean up fine. A grinder and paint will make a welder what he ain't. This is a prime example of something not having to be complicated to work. You don't have to overthink it. That works great. It'll work in any anvil with a 3/4 hole. That's it. Not a lot to this. As I said earlier, this is a prime example how it doesn't have to be super complicated to be super useful. And you can use this, in the hardy hole, in your vise, in a switch block. There's lots of places you can use this. You can take a piece of railroad plate, the plate that ties the tracks down. You can attach that to a stump and make one of these that will fit. Make it on the end of a railroad spike, cut the head off, and put this on a railroad spike. And you can make it to where it will work in a block like that. There's all kinds of ways that you can use this. And really, what I use a bending for more than anything is like fixing screw-ups. Like I've done a scroll, or I've done a bunch of scrolls on jigs or something, and I just kind of need to tweak it a little. But I've got several more relatively simple to make hardy tools coming up that I'm making in preparation for these classes coming up. So I'm gonna have a bunch more of these videos coming up. What are some hardy tools you would like to see me make? What are some hardy tools you have questions about? Let me know. And yeah, y'all behave yourselves. Oh, why am I congested in the summertime?